Skol Vikings, what's good? Purple Nation, it's your boy, hyped up and ready to dive into some juicy Minnesota Vikings news. Picture this. It's day 3 of the 2025 NFL Draft, and the rumor mill is buzzing louder than a U.S. Bank Stadium roar. Word on the street is the Vikings might have just pulled off a blockbuster trade for a new quarterback. Yeah, you heard that right. A new QB in the purple and gold. But is it true? And what does it mean for our boy J.J. McCarthy? Stick with me, because we're breaking it all down in this electrifying episode of Vikings News. Now let's set the stage. The Vikings have been the talk of the NFL this offseason, with whispers about big-name quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers floating around. But hold up, those rumors got squashed when the team doubled down on their 2024 top 10 pick, J.J. McCarthy, as the starter for 2025. Still, every championship squad needs depth, right? So, when reports started swirling about a potential trade with the Seattle Seahawks for Sam Howell, Vikings fans everywhere perked up. Could this be the backup plan we've been waiting for? Or is it just draft day smoke? Here's the deal. We're going to unpack this trade rumor step by step, dive into what it means for the Vikings' future, and get you fired up for what's next. From the draft floor to the depth chart, we're covering it all with the passion only a true Vikings fan can bring. So, grab your horns, hit that like button, and let's jump into the first scene of this Vikings news saga. What do you think? Is Howell the missing piece? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The 2025 NFL Draft is pure chaos, and the Vikings are right in the thick of it. On Saturday, April 26th, reports from ESPN's Adam Schefter lit up the internet, claiming Minnesota swung a deal with the Seattle Seahawks to snag quarterback Sam Howell. The trade details? Vikings would get Howell and the number 172 pick in the 5th round, while Seattle would grab the number 142 pick, which they used on Notre Dame's defensive tackle Riley Mills. But here's the kicker. As of now, no official confirmation from the Vikings camp has dropped. Is this the real deal or just draft day hype? Let's talk about Sam Howell for a sec. This dude was a star at North Carolina, once projected as a top 10 pick before slipping to the 5th round in 2022 with the Washington Commanders. In 2023, he started all 17 games for Washington, throwing for nearly 4,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, but also a league-leading 21 interceptions. Traded to Seattle in 2024, he backed up Geno Smith, barely seeing the field. Now, the rumor is he's headed to Minnesota to back up J.J. McCarthy. Sounds intriguing, but without Vikings.com or the team's X account confirming it, we're still in rumor territory. So why does this matter? The Vikings are building around McCarthy, who missed his entire rookie season with a knee injury. A reliable backup is crucial, especially after losing Sam Darnold to free agency. Howell's got a strong arm and some mobility, but his turnover issues raise questions. If this trade is legit, it's a low-risk move for depth, but it's got us wondering, is this the final piece of the QB puzzle, or are more moves coming? What's your take, Skol fans? Hit the comments and let's debate. Rewind to the offseason, and the Vikings were caught in a whirlwind of QB drama. Aaron Rodgers' name kept popping up, with insiders like Diana Rossini reporting that Minnesota was one of 3 teams eyeing the veteran QB. Fans were split. Some dreamed of Rodgers leading us to the promised land. Others wanted to stick with the young gun, J.J. McCarthy. By March, the Vikings made it clear, McCarthy's our guy and Rodgers is off the table. But that didn't stop the speculation from heating up X. The Rodgers chatter wasn't just hot air. Posts on X from @Alec_Lewis and @TPPSkull revealed that the Vikings front office seriously considered Rodgers, with some in the building hyped about the idea. Ultimately, head coach Kevin O'Connell and GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah bet on McCarthy's potential, especially after his relentless off-season work. According to @Vikings fanpage, JJ's been in the facility almost every day since the season ended, throwing multiple days a week. That's the kind of dedication that screams franchise QB. This commitment to McCarthy sets the stage for the Howell rumor. If the trade is real, it's a clear signal. JJ's the starter, and Howell's here to learn, not compete. But let's be real, nothing's set in stone until we hear from the Vikings themselves. Could Rodgers still be lurking in the shadows? Or is this trade the final nail in that coffin? Purple Nation, what's the vibe? Are we all in on JJ? Or do you want a veteran like Rodgers? Sound off below. Let's zoom in on JJ McCarthy, the heart of this Vikings squad. Drafted 10th overall in 2024, he was the first top 10 QB in franchise history, per at Vikings on X. The plan was for him to sit behind Sam Darnold, learn the ropes, and take over in 2025. But a preseason knee injury, a torn meniscus, sidelined him for the entire season, a first for a first-round QB in NFL history. Talk about a rough start. Now he's back, and the Vikings are banking on him to lead. McCarthy's not just a draft pick. He's a symbol of hope. His college tape at Michigan showed poise, accuracy, and clutch plays, leading the Wolverines to a national title in 2023. Kevin O'Connell's been raving about his work ethic, and fans are buzzing about his potential to be the next great Vikings QB. But with only Brett Rippon as the other QB on the roster before this rumored trade, the pressure's on. A season-ending injury in 2025 could derail everything, which is why a backup like Howell makes sense. Here's where it gets spicy. If Howell joins the roster, he's not gunning for JJ's spot. McCarthy's the undisputed starter, but Howell's experience, 18 NFL starts, gives Minnesota a safety net. The question is, can Howell clean up his interception issues? And more importantly, can JJ stay healthy and deliver? Skol fans, let's get loud in the comments. Are you hyped for McCarthy's first start, or nervous about his injury history? Let's hear it. Now let's break down Sam Howell's game. This guy's got a cannon for an arm and can move when the pocket collapses. In 2023 with Washington, he threw for 3,946 yards and had 26 total touchdowns, showing he can sling it. But here's the red flag. He also led the NFL with 65 sacks taken and those 21 picks. Yikes! His time in Seattle was quiet, with just 14 passes thrown behind Geno Smith. So what's his role in Minnesota if this trade goes through? Howell's profile screams, high upside backup. He's only 24, younger than some draft prospects, and his starting experience is a huge upgrade over Brett Rippon's 4 career starts. If McCarthy struggles or gets banged up, Howell could step in and keep the offense moving. But let's not kid ourselves. His turnover-prone style needs coaching, and O'Connell's track record with QBs like Darnold in 2024 gives us hope he can polish Howell's game. The Seahawks side of this rumored deal tells us why Howell was available. After drafting Alabama's Jalen Milroe in the 3rd round, per at SI.com, Seattle's QB room got crowded. With Sam Darnold signing a $100.5 million deal and Drew Lock re-signed, Howell became expendable. If this trade is confirmed, it's a savvy move by the Vikings to grab a young, talented QB for a late-round pick swap. What do you think, Vikings faithful? Is Howell a steal or too risky? Drop your hot takes below. Draft day is a roller coaster, and the Vikings are riding it hard. The 2025 NFL Draft, held in Green Bay, has been a whirlwind of trades and surprises. Minnesota entered with just 4 picks, the fewest in the league, after trading up for Dallas Turner in 2024. Their first 2 selections, guard Donovan Jackson and receiver Ty Felton, per at ESPN.com, bolstered the offense. But the Howell trade rumor, if true, is the headline grabber, showing Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's not afraid to shake things up. What makes this trade so intriguing is its low cost. Swapping the number 142 pick for number 172 and Howell is a classic Vikings move, maximizing value without breaking the bank. Seattle, meanwhile, used that 142nd pick to draft Riley Mills, a versatile D-lineman compared to Leonard Williams by Fox Sports' Rob Rang. It's a win-win on paper, but the lack of official word from the Vikings keeps us on edge. Could there be another twist before the draft ends? This move, if it happens, screams confidence in McCarthy. The Vikings aren't looking for a starter. They're building depth to protect their franchise QB. But it also raises questions. What if Howell outshines expectations in camp? Could he push JJ in a surprise twist? Skol Nation, let's get those keyboards clicking. Do you love the idea of Howell as a backup? Or are you skeptical about this trade rumor? Share your thoughts and let's keep the draft hype alive. let's talk about the Vikings' big picture. After a stellar 2024 regular season, where Sam Darnold earned a Pro Bowl nod under O'Connell's coaching, the expectations for 2025 are sky-high. But losing Darnold to Seattle, along with other key players like Cam Robinson and Stephon Gilmore, per at CBSSports.com, means the Vikings need to reload. McCarthy's the centerpiece, but the Howell trade rumor suggests they're not taking chances with their QB depth. The Vikings' offense is loaded with weapons: Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and now Ty Felton from the draft. Pair that with a beefed-up O-line featuring Donovan Jackson, and McCarthy's got the tools to succeed. Howell, if he joins, adds insurance and maybe a spark if things go south. But the defense, bolstered by free agents like Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, per at ESPN.com, will need to step up too. This team's got Super Bowl dreams, but it all hinges on the QB room. Here's the million-dollar question. Can McCarthy handle the pressure of leading a contender in his first real season? Howell's presence, if the trade is real, takes some heat off, but the spotlight's still on JJ. What do you think, Purple Nation? Are we one step closer to a Super Bowl with this rumored move? Or is it just a distraction? Hit the comments and let's dream big together. Let's address the elephant in the room, the Aaron Rodgers saga. For months, the NFL world linked Rodgers to the Vikings, with reports from at SI.com and at Yahoo.com naming Minnesota alongside Pittsburgh and Cleveland as potential suitors. The idea of a 41-year-old legend joining the purple and gold had fans buzzing, but it also sparked debate. Would Rodgers steal McCarthy's thunder, or could he mentor him to greatness? By April, the Vikings shut it down, per at FoxSports.com, signaling JJ as their QB1. The Howell trade rumor, if confirmed, slams the door on Rodgers for good. It's a bold statement. The Vikings are all in on youth, not chasing aging stars. Howell's not here to compete with McCarthy but to support him, unlike Rodgers, who demand the starting role. This shift feels like a new era for Minnesota, one where McCarthy's potential is the priority, not a quick fix with a veteran. But let's have some fun. Imagine Rodgers in purple. Would he have been the missing piece for a deep playoff run, or a drama magnet? Now, with Howell potentially in the mix, the focus is on building around JJ Skull fans. What's your verdict? Are you relieved Rodgers is out of the picture, or do you wish we'd taken the gamble? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep the debate raging. Time to get nerdy with the trade's impact. If the Vikings did snag Howell for a 5th-round pick swap, it's a masterclass in value. Howell's got 18 starts under his belt, a far cry from Brett Rippon's limited experience. His 63.4% completion rate and dual-threat ability make him a solid fit for O'Connell's system, which turned Darnold into a Pro Bowler. But those 21 interceptions in 2023 are a glaring issue. Can the Vikings coaching staff fix his decision-making? On the Seahawks' end, trading Howell makes sense. With Jalen Milroe's arrival, per at sports.mynorthwest.com, and big contracts for Darnold and Locke, Howell was the odd man out. The number 142 pick gave them Riley Mills, a defensive tackle who fits Mike McDonald's versatile scheme. If this trade is real, both teams got what they needed, but the Vikings side feels like a steal for a QB with Howell's upside. Here's where you come in, Vikings fans. If Howell's our new backup, what's his ceiling? Could he be a future starter if McCarthy falters? Or is he strictly a safety net? And let's not forget, until we get that official Vikings tweet, this is still a rumor. What's your gut telling you? Hit the comments and let's break down this trade like true Skull scholars. Let's wrap this up with a look at what's next. The 2025 NFL Draft is still rolling, and the Vikings have a few picks left, including number 172 from the rumored Howell trade. Could they target another defensive piece to pair with Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins, their Day 3 selection per at StarTribune.com? Or maybe they'll surprise us with another offensive weapon. One thing's clear, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is keeping us on our toes. If Howell's officially a Viking, training camp just got a lot more interesting. Picture J.J. McCarthy slinging passes to Jefferson, with Howell pushing him in practice. The QB room's young, hungry, and ready to prove doubters wrong. But the lack of confirmation keeps us guessing. Is this trade a done deal, or are more surprises coming? Stay locked on Vikings.com and X for updates, because this draft is far from over. Skol Nation, let's bring it home. Are you pumped for McCarthy's era? Or do you think Howell could steal the show? Drop your predictions in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more Vikings news as we chase that Super Bowl glory. Share this video with your fellow Vikings fans, and let's keep the purple pride alive. Until next time, Skol Vikings.